I need to charge it.
All right, we'll go ahead and start. Maggie, is this the first WWE session you've been to?
Yes.
Just so you know, these are completely voluntary. Don't feel any pressure to come. We upload them on social media. This is something if there's something you can find value in, come and enjoy it. These are meant to be very practical. You won't find a lot of theoretical stuff here. Something you can take back to your room and immediately use, hopefully. So, if you're interested in presenting, it's all faculty led. Kelsey gave one of the best ones last year on Canva. I think we're going to delve back into that this year a little bit more and go do some more basic stuff and go a little more in depth. So I think this is fun. When we've done this, has been pretty popular. And to me, the key component of this is that there's no pressure to be here. If you've got things you may want to come, but you've got an IEP or you're just too busy, don't worry about it. I'm never going to ask about it. Just show up if you want to, or don't if you don't want to. But it's for you guys. So we don't need to pay somebody a lot of money to come in and consult and show us how to do stuff when we got people like Taylor Hahn and Kelsey Jenkins in here already. Jacob, not so much.
Right.
But I'm just kidding. We've already got world-class talent in this building. I think that our faculty is tops anywhere. And those of us who have been to professional learnings elsewhere outside of our building or outside of our district will know that I'm not just saying that. People hear about the kinds of things we do here and at Walker County schools, and they're usually pretty impressed. So, we're going to talk about ViewSonic Pro Tips today. Some of this stuff may be stuff that you're aware of, mainly focused on the myWhiteBoard app. There are other features that we'll talk about at the very end, but I'm just going to tell you on the front end, we're only glossing over these things. There's a lot to this board that we're still kind of getting a handle on, and there's actually certification that you can get online for free. Julie's actually doing that right now. I'm working through it. I haven't had time to get into it yet, but I will. And there's potential here that we don't even realize yet, but I'm going to show you a few things that will hopefully be eye-opening for you if you've not used them yet. I think they're pretty cool. So first of all, let's set some groundwork, okay? In order to really get the most out of this, you need to do some things on your MacBook and on your phone, okay? So you need to. I will tell you, the power in this is to wean you off of your MacBook. A lot of you are using it as as an AirPlay device or as a mirroring device. You don't really need to do that. Also, the more that we use the myViewBoard features, including the binding of the drive, the less space you're going to take up on here, and you're going to just use your Google Drive, which is unlimited storage through your Walker County Schools address. So I'd encourage you to do that, but let's lay the groundwork first, okay? First thing we want to do is we want to create a myViewBoard.com account. You don't have to do this at this moment. If you've not, I'll show you how to, but you'll have this slideshow later in the day if you want to do it. But basically, there are a couple of web pages you could go to. Some of us are inclined to go to ViewSonic.com. That's not where you want to go. You want to go to myViewBoard.com, and your page will look like this. There'll be a little sign-in option at the front, and it will ask you if you would like to sign in through your Google account. And when you sign in through your Walker Schools account, it will unlock all the education features for you for free, which is pretty powerful. So don't take any trouble doing this. But this will allow you also to control your board from your laptop rather than, in a minute I'm going to show you that we need to change our account name. It's much easier to do it through your settings feature on myviewboard.com on your laptop than to do it on the board. It's a little cumbersome on the board. So the first thing is we want to set up a myviewboard.com account. Okay, you can do that at a later time, or now, it doesn't matter. Second thing is you want the myViewBoard companion. There are a couple of different apps on your phone, but this is the one you want, the one that looks like the phone with the signal in the yellow cloud. You want that. This right here is going to allow you to digitally access your board and also will facilitate peer and student collaboration much more seamlessly. So you want to download this app. It's a free app. It doesn't cost any money. It's easy to download. It doesn't take up a lot of space on your device, but it's going to multiply your ability to use this. So myviewboard.com account and your myViewBoard companion. Once you download this, again, you'll sign in through your Walker Schools address, and that will sync that app with that account, which will then, here in a minute, sync with the board. Okay? Third, this is the most important thing in laying the groundwork and setting up the infrastructure, is we want to bind our Google Drive, okay? Your Google Drive has unlimited storage space in Walker County. this device right here, as sophisticated as it is, it has very limited space. So if you start using myViewBoard and saving things directly to the ViewSonic, you're going to use up your space real quick, and it'll bog it down. It won't be functional for you. So we want to make sure we bind our Google Drive. The way we do that is in that myViewBoard account on your computer, up in the right-hand corner where your name is, you can see right here my ViewBoard name. At this point, when I set this up, was Robert Stinson at walkerschools.org. That's a long address. First thing we're going to do is, before we change the name, we're going to bind our account, okay? So you're going to go down to where it says follow me, underneath your picture. See where it says follow me? You'll just select that. When you do that, it will bring up another set of options on the opposite side of your screen: settings, cloud integration, bookmarks, and so forth. And you want to go to cloud integration. Okay, and once you do that, it tells you all the things that you can bind. If you've got Dropbox accounts, we used to use that. I don't know if many of us do anymore. You could bind it. OneDrive, I don't think anybody else has that. Zoom, some of you might be using Zoom. You can bind that account to this board. And then Google Drive, you want to bind it. Now, you can unbind it later if you choose to, but you want to bind it. And what that does is when you log in here, that's going to give you access to your Google Drive. And you're using all the storage in the cloud, not on the board. So we've set up a myviewboard.com account. We've downloaded the companion app. We have bound our Google Drive. And then lastly, right now at this point, my ViewBoard name is Robert Stinson at walkerschools.org. Later on, when students interact, they're going to need to type in your myViewBoard name. We don't want them to type in all that. We want it to be short, like R. Stinson 4 or A. Eisenberg Cult or Cult A. Cult or whatever, whatever it is. So something short. Yeah, you want it like a 4 or 5 digit name. So the next step you want to do is you want to change your myViewBoard account name, and that's real simple. Okay, all you have to do is go back to that picture in the right-hand corner, and instead of going to follow me like we just did to bind your account, we're going to go one below to edit account. And when you hit edit account, it will bring up the option to change your ViewBoard name. That's the first thing you'll come to. Change it to whatever you want to, and it'll be set. You'll have to go down to the bottom and hit confirm, and then your name will be changed. So that is all the groundwork. We haven't even used the app yet. We've just set the conditions for us to use the app. I'm going to show you 4 things real quick. Okay, how to use myViewBoard to access pre-made content, whether it's a PDF, a Promethean flip chart that you might have and that you like, a Google Doc, whatever. You can use all those on here through the drive, okay, through your Magic Box. I'm going to show you how to use web-based content. I'm going to show you how to use non-digital content. And I'm going to show you how to facilitate student interaction on the board. Okay, four pro tips. First of all, using the Magic Box to import pre-created content. The Magic Box that I'm referring to is this little icon right here. And when you pull up let me show you what the icon looks like. When you pull up the myViewBoard, we're going to go to the whiteboard app. Okay, yellow cloud right there. At the bottom, you'll see the little Magic Box. That's what I'm referring to when I say Magic Box. That's not my terminology. That's the company's terminology. They actually call it that. So, again, like I said, you can access Google Slides, PDFs, PowerPoints, Promethean flip charts. A lot of you have been using Prometheans for years. You might have a library of those. You can still use them. They're compatible with this device. All right. First thing we want to do is sign in. Now, you can sign in a couple of ways. You can sign in physically with your email password through Google or that app that we downloaded, the companion. It's the easiest thing to do. All you got to do is bring up the companion app. Again, yellow cloud. And when I bring it up, you'll notice that there are 4 options: throw, pop quiz, polls, and a little QR code. You see the QR code at the bottom. Everybody see that? When I click that QR code, it's going to bring up a square. All you do is scan that box and you're logged in. So log in. Now, before I forget, when you leave, all you have to do to sign out is just hit your face right there, smack your face, and hit that little red button. And now you're signed out. One step, okay? So I'm going to sign back in. Just get in the habit of doing that. It takes 1 second to do.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure it was.
I have a question.
Yes.
So it signs you out from that app, but will it also sign you out on like the part where you're going to
No,
browse?
just on here. Okay, well, the browser features that I'm going to use today aren't going to be in Whiteboard, so it will, but there are browser features that are not tied to that. So
Okay.
everything that I'm talking about right now is just in the Whiteboard app, okay? All right, so now I'm signed in. After I've signed in, I can import content. Again, this is pre-made content that I already have using the Magic Box. So what I'm going to do, go to my Magic Box, and you'll see the little drive icon. It's grayed out. That doesn't mean it's inactive. It is active. All you do is have to tap it, and it goes active. Go to My Drive, and I'm going to go to last year. I would go to Kelsey's, but it's Cam, and I don't think I have that saved on here yet. I'm going to use Tony Neely's because I used it earlier. So this is Tony Neely's presentation from last year. It's a PDF, so I'll bring it up. Now, the cool thing about this is if I bring up something that I used in previous years or but I don't want all of that. I don't want all 15 slides. I just want 3 of them. I can select which ones I want. I want that one.
So those are the pages?
Yeah, these are the individual pages. So I want those 3, for example. I hit import, and there they are, okay? Here's the downside to this. We just discovered this morning. You can only download or import 15 pages at a time. So if I'm going through all 26 pages of that, I'm going to have to go through the first 15, then I'm going to have to re-upload the second half of the presentation. It takes 2 seconds. It's a little annoying, but it's still okay. All right, now, when I'm on this is where it gets cool. I want to engage with this content. I wanted to use this to teach with or present off. So I'm going to highlight 2 tools. There's a bunch of tools. I'm just going to focus on 2. One called Infinite Canvas and one called Pen, the technical term. So Infinite Canvas is this little hand right here. When I click this hand, what this now allows me to do is move this page, blow it up so Jacob in the back can see. All I have to do is just go in and I can use my hand to pinch it and expand it. So hopefully it'll make it more visible in the back. Now if I want to go and start talking off of this or lecturing, just go to my pen. We'll use red. And I can start talking about, the trends right here. This is a little more stagnant, that kind of thing. And then if I want to, and that annotation saves to this slide. So I go back to my Infinite Canvas, and now I can scroll up and down. If I can scroll to the next page and come back, it's still there. So you got that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's not the coolest thing though. The coolest thing on this is now you've got your 15-page presentation. You've taken notes on them. You want your kids to have access to it without them having to worry about, oh, do I have to copy that? All you do is you can share it with them as a PDF. All you do is go to this little folder. When you hit that folder, it brings up a QR code.
Okay.
That QR code is going to do 2. Yes, I would like to share that with everyone using the QR code. So what that's going to do is going to bring up a QR code and a short link. So if they don't have a phone, or if they're using their Chromebooks and they can't take a screenshot with it, they can type in that short link, and that short link will bring them to the PDF. Or if I get my phone out and I scan it with your camera now, don't scan it with your app, scan it with your camera. I open it, and guess what? There it is, PDF with my annotations on there.
Okay. So you've done some test prep? You did a test prep presentation on whatever unit you're working on? You want them to be able to quickly access their notes?
What's that?
What's it called?
I'm gonna show you that. With the annotations that I made, saved right there as a PDF. To me, I think that's awesome. That's the coolest thing. That's the coolest thing I'm gonna show you today, next to the polls. All right?
The background.
And the backgrounds, and the other 2 things.
And other stuff in this.
All right,
Is that edited on Google Drive as well, or is it just on?
just there, yeah. Just that PDF.
Is there
So-
an easier way to share it so it goes up to the classroom?
Well, yes, you can save it and upload it from your device to your drive
Okay.
right there. So
Okay.
this is going to produce a PDF, and you can do what you want with it after that. And again, they can download it using the QR code or the short link there at the bottom. That short link is kind of hard to see, but it's very, very short. So any kid can write that down or type it in. MDB-FYI-M. It's like a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a 10-digit short link. All right? Pro tip 1, that's how we're going to use pre-made content. Again, it works for Promethean, flip charts, PowerPoints, PDFs, Google Docs, anything. Let's talk about web-based content. This is cool. And Shirley, where's my others? And Carter, you're gonna like this a lot. This is cool right here. So, using the internal browser, this is actually not in the Magic Box. This is in your browser that's inside of myWhiteBoard. You see that little circle icon, a little prism, it looks like that. All you do is hit that, and this will bring up a browser, okay, inside your presentation. So you don't have to leave and go to Chromium or whatever, you can do it right there.
And it is filtered.
It's filtered. So like when you use YouTube, it takes a couple more seconds to download, but it is YouTube Premium, so there's no ads, and it's all filtered for education. So you've heard of FET before? Anybody?
Yeah.
FET.colorado.edu. So you can use that right here, and it's a free account. Set it up, on your laptop, and then you can go to it in here. And right here from your board, you can use the simulations, and you can annotate on the simulations too. Annotate and discuss. So I'll go here and let's go down to Earth Science. There's one that I was using earlier that was kind of cool. You got all these different simulations you can use, There's a lot on FET, by the way. We'll do gravity. Comes up. I can download the simulation, or I can just play it right from here. So I'll hit play, and this will take me through a simulation of the Earth's orbit, or revolutions around the sun. So I've got the Earth there moving around the sun. I can add the moon to it. I can add a satellite, and then what I can do, I can diagram gravitational force. I can diagram velocity, the Earth's path. I can diagram all of it. I can put a grid on there, just play around with it, and then I can start to experiment. Like, what if the sun? What are the implications for life on Earth if the sun were bigger than what it was? So I can, blow the sun up a little bit, increase its mass, and see what's going to happen to the gravitational pull on the Earth and the moon. So we're going to pause it. We just lost the moon. Life on Earth's going to. So I can pause that. Then I can go down here to my tools, and I can, I can start to make annotations on this. Gravity, whatever.
Still play?
Yeah, it'll still play. Let's see. Well, I got to go back. I got to take that off. All right, and then like with my annotations on there, I can screenshot that also. So there's a little prism here, like a photo lens prism. I can just hit that. Takes a little screenshot here in the corner. Let me X out of this. By the way, you can search YouTube on that. You can search YouTube directly through the Magic Box right there. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So I'm going to grab this item here, and I can take it. I can blow it up. I can save it to my drive if I want to use this image for later classes. So, pretty cool, huh? Mm-hmm. So you can use it for pre-made content. You can use it for web-based content, all right? What if, though, I'm in a situation where it's a busy day, it's a full moon, kids have been crazy, I haven't had a chance to go down to make copies and that kind of thing, but I've got what I want right here.
Get in your spot.
Oh, thank you. I can also use the board, let me skip ahead here, to access non-digital content through the throw feature. So I've got my document here. These are actually notes that my daughter Ella took years ago. She's a really good note taker. I don't want to use this to share this. Let's just pretend it's one of your notes. So I'm going to leave my spot for a second.
Okay.
So I come over here, and I'm going to open up my companion app. Again, this is where your host name becomes critical that it's short and accessible, all right? So I go to my teacher tools, bring up companion. When I bring up companion, I've got throw, pop quiz, polls, and the QR code. This time I want to hit throw, okay? So I hit that little paper airplane, and it's going to bring up, do I want to access the camera, photo, video, or browse, right? So I can browse the internet for images if I wanted to. I'm just going to hit camera. So I'm going to use my camera here as a document cam. Leaving my space, and I'm going to take a picture of this. Right there. I'm going to use it. And now, on your phone, if you're trying to interact with my board and you hit throw, you can change the host name. You know, if you're in Miss Carter's class, you can use her host name to throw it to her board. In this case, mine's pre-filled with R-Stinson4, that's my host board. So I've got my image, I'm just going to hit the paper airplane, and it begins to send, or throw. Once it throws, it's going to give me a little success on here. That means it's on my board now, right? You see it?
No.
Because you're not looking close enough.
Because it's frozen.
It's right here. Boom.
Cool.
Hit that. Double click, and there it is.
What did you click? Up
The
there?
notifications bell.
There's a little notification bell
Anybody can throw, so I could throw something to your board.
right now. Try it. Take a picture of yourself.
I don't, no, I got a picture.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's gonna automatically open. We're gonna talk
No,
about
yeah.
those features yet.
All right.
It's
So
not
while
gonna
she's doing that,
automatically
tell me when you get success.
I'm getting there.
All right. Hey,
I'm just
not
patience,
in
my
love with your
friend.
tongue. I'm not in love with your tongue.
So, but I haven't joined your session, so I couldn't go
Yeah.
to it, right? Okay.
You should be able to.
I'm at that join a whiteboard session, I'm not.
Yeah. That's
We're gonna get to that part. We're gonna get to the joint session part. We're just not there yet.
So when I pull this up, let's see. I can go to. I'm gonna grab this. Same thing like I did with the screenshots. I can.
I have success.
You have success. I'm gonna get it in a second. Hold on. You just interrupted me.
Good. You told me to tell you when I had
Yeah, you're
success, so.
Okay, so I can blow this up, and again, I can, make any annotations I want on here. Whatever. And then same thing. I can send this. I can share this with students through that QR code. It'll convert it into a PDF. Okay. Let me see what Allison did here.
Oh, I sent you something too.
You did too.
Yeah.
You guys are jokesters.
Uh-huh. Gotta have some fun in life, right?
Okay, so let's see here. We got Eisenberg, who brought this.
And if you'll notice, when he pulls up the notifications, this is kind of your preview as a teacher. The kids can't really see this, but until you open it and make it bigger, they can't really see how big it is. You can kind of preview what it is, just in case someone were to put something inappropriate.
And let's see here. Let's look at, this was Kelsey?
No.
Who was this? Kelsey? Scott?
Yeah.
There we go.
On the library.
So how cool is that y'all can send those?
Yeah.
Let's see. Then you can annotate on that, send the cue, hit the folder, send that image to your peer, to your students or whatever. There you go. All right. So you can access pre-made content, web-based content, non-digital content, and pro tip number 4, use the Magic Box quiz feature. This is cool too, for direct student interaction. So you guys all got a laptop or a phone, okay? We'll have fun on this one. The icon we're looking at now is this little star icon, okay? When I open up Magic Box, go back to my Magic Box, you'll see I've got that quiz feature right here at the top. I hit that quiz feature, and now I can either preset a question, or I can just ask you a question. What's your favorite rock and roll band or music band? Okay, that's the question I'm gonna ask. What'd you say? Queen? Okay. So now, how do you guys answer that? Real simple. You're gonna go, to get your students or allow your students to answer, you're gonna go up here, hit your name. That'll bring up the URL. They don't have to be on the app. They can just go to that website. Or you can come up with your phone and scan that QR code. And that will take you to the place that you can answer that question.
Try it now if you want to.
Yep. What's your favorite music band? The address is myviewboard.com/R-Stinson4.
You can also put it in in a new tab.
So when you go to that, it's going to ask you, there's going to be an option for pop quiz. You want to hit pop quiz. And when you start answering
I was
that,
looking at all the other options.
So, and if you'll notice, if you start
Sabrina
writing
Scott's already got her
something-
question in.
If you start writing something or drawing something, at the very top of the screen, it says, did you mean? The AI is looking at what you're drawing and writing and trying to give you some suggestions. So
So
let's
you can do
maybe
shapes.
you're not the best artist and you wanna draw a soccer ball, it's gonna, if you start drawing
Oh,
it, it's
yeah.
gonna give you that option.
I just drew a bunch of squigglies and it gave me grapes.
Yeah.
So once you send that to me, it'll start populating. We've got Gad, we've got Donna Shirley in, Brianna Scott's in here. We got Allison.
I just drew a bunch of squiggles because I wanted to see,
Yeah.
and it came up grapes. It did.
That's funny.
I'm drawing nothing.
What was can you put the link back up there for just a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you not type anything?
You can, you have to put,
Hit that.
I hit text, but, oh, there it goes.
By the way, you can access that QR code from the quiz too, right there. You still need that link up?
No, we're good.
All right.
I don't know, I typed it in wrong.
Another Gad?
It's a picture of a tree.
I got you. We got Kay.
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Should see what that looks like.
So
We got Kiefer.
where you draw, text, erase it.
I'm just now adding just random
That's
pictures.
fine. All right, so as they start coming in, again, you can use this for like tickets out the door for, quick checks on learning. Once you get used to doing this, kids will be more fluent at it. It'll go quicker. I know we're just kind of getting our footing right now, but I can go and I can check the answers before I reveal it to the room. I can come over here and just single tap it and see what it says, make sure it's not inappropriate. If it's inappropriate, I can cover it back up, Now, so I can show, she says, yeah, it says Queen, Donna Shirley, Weird Al. Great band. Queen. I can't read that Kiefer, so I'm gonna open these up. Now, I can't, I want you guys to be able to see them, and we might want to annotate on them too. So if I want to bring one up, I can just go to it and hit it, and to double click, it's just a 2-second hold and release. Okay, and that will bring it up. Then we can go here and annotate.
This is a great way
Make
to do
notes.
just a quick formative
Wide.
assessment. Because you can really get their understanding of it, either through a picture or through words.
The why is, one is very clever, and
True.
when we would take trips when my children were young, we always listened to Weird Al, and so that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, pretty cool, huh? Easy, neat little feature. All right, so we have done pre-made content, we've done web-based, we've done non-digital content, and we've done a little bit of student interaction. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sign out Shannon, simply by hitting my face, signing out. And now, I'm gonna let Julie take over the boards and talk about some of the other.
So here's a few things. So if you're a co-teacher and you travel to different rooms, you can just take your phone with you, sign in, and you can use whichever board you're in. It's gonna sign you in on your settings, okay?
wow.
So it's awesome. Let's talk about the modes for just a few minutes. So there's a mirroring mode. That is just, you're showing your screen. You can VCast, but I don't really see a scenario where you need to VCast. You can be in this whiteboard setting like we're in now, or you can be in the Chrome setting, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So I have this set as my default background right now, but let's say I want to use the math tools while I'm in there. I go to the magic box, I go to the math tools. Right now it's only showing the 3 tools, but there are a lot more tools available. I think they're working on a fix for that for us.
You've got like timers, you've got all
Yeah.
kinds of cool tools in there besides those 3.
So, like the protractor, I know this doesn't go with gravity, but, so this is really awesome. You can use this feature, this math tool to do whatever you need to do, okay?
Show them how to close it, make it smaller,
Oh, okay.
make the
Well,
circle.
let me pull up a different tool
Yeah.
just to show you. So let's say you want the ruler. You can grab it, make it longer or shorter. You can use the, maybe you want a certain, angle on it. Whatever you wanna do here. Let's say that you want your background to be, bless you, something different, the little image icon down there. You can go into this menu and you can choose a different background while you're on the board. So let's say I just want a colored background, I can change that. I can go into images. I can change it. Here's my calculator. I can go into originals. You can filter this by content area. Now, a couple of things. There is no search feature, so you do kind of have to go through all of them or use that filter. But there's all sorts of stuff that you can put in there. Okay? All right, so that's the whiteboard feature. But I want to show you a couple of other things. If you go back to the home and you go in through Chromium, you can also log in here, okay? And you can use the board like it's a computer. All right, so this is just another mode. So for example, maybe I want to go to myViewBoard and look at the different features, okay? So I can just go to sign in, and I can use my Google account to sign in. Does that make sense?
Can you save your passwords too then?
It's gonna leave you logged in until you sign out.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna go back to the whiteboard feature for just a minute. And it keeps you signed in as long as you want it to, and you can pin protect it. You can also, let's say you don't want to have to toggle back and forth between using the whiteboard and mirroring, you can throw your computer screen to the whiteboard, and that's what I'm about to do. So I'm going to get into some of the features and some of the settings. Dr. Stinson, when it pops up, will you share it?
So she just requested to share. I go to the little share button right there, and then it brings up who's trying to share right here. So I'm gonna hit her, turns green, and it takes a second for her to start to talk. Here it comes.
It is the same as mirroring, but you're not having to log into mirroring, put in your code, and do all of that stuff. Like you're still in this one app. So when you're in here, these are your settings. When you're in these, they're up here in the follow me settings. You want to make sure that you're here in education. Okay, that's one thing. So your default sign out is 30 minutes. If you want to change that, you change that there. Your pen, your colors, just make sure you confirm when you save. Bookmarks, this is where you've got all those little tiles that we talked about earlier. So you got all your tiles and you can decide which ones you want to
There's
keep.
the Google Classroom right there.
Yeah, there's Google Classroom, there's Class Dojo. Discovery Education is on there, so you can stream from Discovery if you have an account with them. TED Talk, TED Ed's on there. That's something else that you can explore. Okay, this is the rabbit hole, guys. Backgrounds. Okay? So these are all the backgrounds that I personally have saved, and you can set them as defaults. Okay? Let's say you are a basketball coach and you want to go over strategy and plays. Maybe you are working on the color wheel. Maybe you're doing a double bubble map. Maybe you need a game board. All those things are available to you. It's that same menu that was over there. You can go to the education ones. And then again, the originals, and they filter. So you've got all those options. But again, there's no search, so you have to go through them page by page. This is the part that we're trying to figure out. When you select one and you want to set it as your default. Oh, and some of them we realized last session, when you click on them, it'll give you an option to print. So you do have to, right now, the only way to get this updated is you do have to sign out and sign back in to update it if you're not using that floating bar feature. The problem is, I don't think Google Drive and this technology are talking to each other wonderfully, because the ones that you want to keep, you have to drag off to your desktop and then add into your drive, into your ViewSonic drive, to keep them as a collection. See how I have a collection here? And then when you do that, sometimes the quality pixelates a little bit. Other features, the magic line pen. You can decide what you want your magic line pen to look like. And then your shape pen, and I'm gonna go back in and show you what that looks like. So when I'm back in my whiteboard menu and I go to my pen, this is my shape pen. Let's say I need to draw some trees and quickly draw some trees. There we go. You can go back into it, and this is the default that I have set for my magic pen. And it makes whatever you have it set to. Shapes. Don't pull up shapes. You're a math teacher, you are a science teacher, you need to work with 3D shapes. There's your shape.
Is that an axis also in there?
I think so. Or maybe that just may be the way that it's rolling. So this is a lot of stuff. It does everything.
You can do, if you go over here, Stephanie, to that again, and go to your, that window.
Yeah, you got that. Good.
Yeah,
So
there's
then
a
you can
grid.
change the color of that to white, whatever.
Nice.
So, and you can, change the darkness of it or the opacity. So.
And so if you've got that grid pulled up and you go back to that, you go back to your whatever tool you want to use, you can use that to draw a straight line there. And use it to measure. You can swirl it, yeah.
The grid size, I'm not sure if you can or not. Because some of these I'd encourage you to get in there, mess around with it and see.
I bet that's it, that scale. I know that.
I don't know. That may be something you can fix in the settings too.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on how you want to use this. But for the most part, you probably should be using the Chrome feature or the whiteboard feature. When I was talking about the document camera, let's say you're doing an experiment and you want to show the kids how to do it right up close. That would be probably the only scenario that I could think about where you'd need that document camera, if you didn't want to use your personal device as a camera.
What if they're like working on a worksheet and you want to show them, work along on the worksheet with them?
So I would capture a picture of it just like he did the notes.
Right.
And throw it up there and make it big enough so that they can see it. And then you can save it. Another scenario I can see that is if you have worked through something with the kids, you could save all of those things and create a missed work folder so that the kids could go back, and if they've missed an assignment the day before, they missed a math explanation, you go over a big concept, it's in the missed work folder in Google Classroom, and you can pull it out of there and teach yourself. Or if you need to remediate before retaking a test, and you have all that stuff in your Google Classroom, they can just go back and grab it and watch it again. Or read it again. Questions? Comments? Snide remarks?
Again, we've only scratched the surface here. There are things that you guys might know or have found that we don't know yet. None of us are certified yet. Julie's working on it. You guys, especially young bucks in here, y'all get in here, and explore with it. Have fun, take risks. You can't break it. Remember when you're cleaning it, I don't know if I said it in here, not use damp water and microfiber. Don't use solution or Windex or anything like that. Just water and a microfiber cloth will be fine. This is meant to be touched. Store your pens away. You don't need them. They go missing. Kids take them, but this is meant to be touched. I mean, if you go right here, it'll turn that eraser into a big eraser like that, or you can just pinpoint erase. But this is meant to be,
Or you
handled
can
with your
even just
hands.
use your palm and do it too, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But I will say, if you want to go, you can Google ViewSonic certification training. There's a graduate training that's just the basic stuff that Dr. Stinson and I have gone over today. To be an educator, they take you into the SAMR models and how technology works, and then there's a training. But the graduate training was really very helpful. Lots of videos, lots of links too.